I'll never forget the day in my neighborhood 3 years ago when I was out doing my jogging. It was that afternoon, and I was 99% through with my jog. And as I circled the block one last time to come by the house, I noticed a young man talking to the redhead there in the front door of our home. And they were so intent in their conversation that I figured this must be pretty serious. So I decided to abort my run at that particular point, and I walked over. The young man stuck his hand out and he said, "Mr. Ziglar, I'm Tom Brakeman. And I was just doing a little work here in the neighborhood. I'm trying to find some pool owners who would like to reduce the cost of their chemicals by at least 50% and cut down on their work in keeping their pool clean to the degree that they only have to invest about 10 minutes to have the most beautiful pool in the neighborhood." I'm just wondering, Mr. Ziglar, if I have just described you. Man, what you gonna say? Now, what you gonna say? You got to say that that young man's got a powerful opening there. And if I'm going to be honest, I got to admit, I'm interested in cutting my cost. I'm interested in reducing my work. So I grinned. I love salespeople anyhow. And I said, "Well, Tom, you've hit the jackpot, man. That's exactly what I'm looking for." He said, "Well, what we're doing is we're cleaning pools in the neighborhood absolutely free of charge. We're demonstrating a magnificent new robot. It's a Kreepy Krauly. It's just been invented and perfected and put on the market. An engineer who got tired of all the trouble of cleaning his pools, went to work on it, came up with it, and it's absolutely fabulous." He said, "We will simply put it in your pool and you'll see the most amazing sight." I said, "Well, I sure don't like the one I got, so let's have a peek." We made the appointment. He came back. We went out to the swimming pool, and he unpacked a brand new Kreepy Krauly. The assumption is obvious, isn't it? He's going to leave that one in the pool. He starts out with that particular thing. He showed me exactly how to install it. He said, "Now, here's all you do with your Kreepy." And every time, and he started talking about Kreepy like it was a person, you know. Kreepy this and Kreepy that, and he'd really personalize it. You put your Kreepy here, and you do this with your Kreepy, and you watch Kreepy work. I mean, absolutely fabulous what he was doing. And he kept emphasizing the point, there's only one moving part. And as old Kreepy went to work, I was impressed. I'll tell you, he did a good job. And after he'd been in the pool about 15 minutes with Tom telling me all of the little things to go along with it, he reached over and he got his talking pad. Every professional salesperson needs a talking pad so that we can see what is being written down. And he got his talking pad out, and he said, "Now, Mr. Ziglar, one of the beautiful things about Kreepy is this. We are going to have a design of your swimming pool in our service department. So I want to draw the design exactly with all of the details filled in." And the reason that's so important, as he was sketching the outline, the reason that is so important is that if you ever have any difficulty, if Kreepy's not cleaning a certain area of the pool, all you got to do is get on the telephone and you tell us exactly where it is, and we will know exactly what to do. And in 98% of the cases, you won't even have to have a service call. He said, "Now, I've got it with these dimensions, and does this look like an accurate picture of your pool?" Notice how he's getting me involved in the whole thing. I said, "Yeah, Tom, you're a pretty good artist. That's exactly the way the pool looks. Yeah, the dimensions are exactly right." He said, "What do you think about the job Kreepy is doing? You notice where everywhere he goes, it's clean and..." Well, you can see the difference, can't you, Mr. Ziglar? He never said the rest of it was dirty. He just said, "You can see the difference." I said, "Yes, doing a good job." Then he assumed again. He said, "Now, Mr. Ziglar, obviously, this is a brand new Kreepy Krauly. I just took it out of the box. You saw it. But since it has been working a few minutes now, if you would prefer, I will get another one out of another box and put it in. Which would you prefer?" He's giving me an alternative choice. And I said, "Well, Tom, shucks, this one's brand new and I know it works. I don't know that new one out of the box would." I said, "This one's fine." Without another word, along with his talking pad was his order pad. And he said, now you can handle this either with a check or on credit card. Which would you prefer? I said, well, the redhead will just give you a check for it. I'd prefer it that way. It was that simple. Textbook example.